So if you don't head one, feel free to head down to the main entry gate, or the pit gate, and grab yourself a program. Just $2 tonight. A new initiative by the club this season. A little bit simpler in the design, but keeping the cost down. So event number 2, Super Stockers, heat number 1 for these guys. Rightio, Ben Chopping in car 80 for pole position. Mick Johnson on the outside of him. Scott Owl on the inside of the second row. Kerry Thomas on the outside. Jeffrey Owl, Jody Barnacote and Spready will get them underway. The first hit out for the Super Stockers this season, and we're away. Well, Amber's straight on. Officials not happy there. We'll get another crack. We'll have another go. We'll let them reform. Restart number 2 for Super Stockers, and green light, we're away. Past the start finish line, and we are a goer, and it's Mick Johnson. His car also revamped over the break, and he's all the way up into the fence in car number 2. Chopping will slide down the inside in car 80. Kerry Thomas has problems in 114. All the cars are going to get through. We're going to put one lap in the books. Oh, Thomas is in the fence again in turn 3 of Kerry. Smacks the rear of the car into the boards. Another one down now. Ben Chopping in car 80, still out in front. Oh, very sideways opens the door for Mick Johnson. Johnson couldn't close the gap in car number 2. He'll hold on to second place. Jeff Oll right behind him in car 6. The current class champion for last season, Jeffrey Oll, is right on the back of these 3. Johnson and Chopping come together, but no harm, no foul. We continue on. Great start for the opening heat of the Super Stockers. Chopping, Johnson and your top 3. Jody Barnacote having problems in car 9. Oh, problems now for car 80 of Chopping. He's dropped all the way back to 3rd from 1st. That'll open the door for Mickey Johnson. Cautions are on for Kerry Thomas on the far side in 114. Plants the Commodore in the fence. Spready did well to avoid that one in 71. Wow, some great opening stuff here for the Super Stockers. Rightio, we're going to have another crack at the restart for the Super Stockers again. Heat number 1 for the Super Stockers, event 2. 8 laps will be the racing distance. Oh, and here comes the gentleman. Jeffrey Old down the inside. Car number 6 of Jeffrey Old heads down the inside and will lead this one away. Mickey Johnson behind him in car number 2. Then back to Ben Chopping in car 80. Checkered flag is out. This one will get in the books. Jeffrey Owl will take out the first heat race for Super Stockers for the new season. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, make some noise for the Super Stockers. Wow, even some problems after the race there. Joel Stevenson at 85 around in the Little Tirana. Alrighty now, kids, you may have been handed some stuff as you came through the main grandstand. We've got some crash scorecards with us tonight. Keep an eye on those. If you use those ones and hang them out above your head, we've got heaps of stuff to give out later on tonight. Rightio, the second group of super stockers on the racetrack, and we're away. Event number 3 in your race program for those who have a program tonight. And it's Mark Hogan out in front, the Aon sponsored car. The big V8 stretching his wings out in front. He's already opened a gap over the field. Jeff Scott is behind him in 43. Oh, he's right out on the top side, very sideways. And tears up some fiberglass on car 36 rolling through. No harm, no foul. The boys will continue. Lee Brisky slides into second place. Oh, and we've got problems for 43. That is Jeff Scott, his first race night. Well, he's actually done a couple of race meetings before this one, but his first real hit out of a full season. The X-Street sedan is out, has been modified to run with the Super Stockers. And the right-hand front wheel is locked up on him. And he has bent that one underneath the guard, so that will require a push. Rightio, the Super Stockers are going to have another crack at this one. Mark Hogan on the front. The big 308 powered Commodore is away again. He's being chased by Lee Brisky in the all-white machine. 2 of them in the fence. Oh, we've got big problems at the back of the field. The other McCosker car of Sean O'Brien was in that one. Peter Walker in 31 was involved as well, but this race will continue. So it's all Hogan out in front. And Brisky and Brenton Scott has moved up to 3rd place in 42. Rightio, checkered flag is out, and this one will come to an end. Mark Hogan with smoke pouring from the back of his car. He will hang in there to pick up the race win. Behind him, Brenton Scott. And back to the 36 of Sean O'Brien, the top 3. Another action-packed one there for the Super Stockers as they will head down to the infield. Problems for Brisky in 37. Hopefully he can get that machine going. But the Super Stockers have turned it on again. 2 groups, as we mentioned tonight, 19 in total. And here is your race winner for the second group. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mark Hogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Alrighty, round number 2 of the Super Stockers. Heat number 3, and we're away. Green light style. Problems for Mick Johnson straight up in car number 2. So it's Jeffrey Ole in car number 6 out in front. Bob McCosker, the brand new turbocharged machine, right behind him. Rightio, a little race recap for you now. It's all Jeffrey Earl in car 6. Problems for Kerry Thomas in 114 again. But have a look at the field where we've got 4 bunched up going at it. Jody Bonacote is part of that crew. Ben chopping to the outside. Mick Johnson is there in car number 2. He now goes to the inside. Scott Ohl is part of that one as well in 77. But Bob McCosker in second place. Car number 39 is turning it on, the turbocharged car. But it's Jeffrey Ohl will take the checkered flag and the race win. Bob McCosker for second place. Mick Johnson will get there for third. There's your 1, 2, 3. And Jeffrey Ohl picking it up the full race points again. 2 from 2 for him. Wow, Joel Stevenson having some fun again after the heat race in turn 2. Avoiding the slower. Rightio, a smallish field of super stockers, the second round for these guys. The second group, heat number 4 in your race program. About to go out at 8 laps the distance. Chris Neal it is out in front, the VS Commodore. Car number 12. But he's already being swarmed by a couple of super stockers, some big hitters in fact. Rightio, Sean O'Brien it is out in front, the BA Falcon. Another car supported by Bob McCosker's business. Freddie is right behind him. Brenton Scott. Mark Hogan there as well in the Aon-sponsored V8 Commodore. Then back to Chris Neal in car 12. Oh, Freddie right up near the boards out of turn 4. Now to the outside again of Hogan. This front 3 are turning it on for a small group of cars. Sean O'Brien still leads the pack. Mark Hogan there in second, just held on to his position. The V8 of Hogan behind the 6-cylinder of our leader. Brenton Scott, another 6-cylinder there in third. Hogan now squeezes out of turn 4 and will lead this one away. Sean O'Brien still there. The BA Falcon being sandwiched by a couple of Holdens. White flag out this time, 1 more to travel. Not sure what happened this time with the stockers, but hopefully the cars that didn't make it out can sort themselves out for the final round. Scott had a big look down the inside of O'Brien in 36, but couldn't get the job done. But it'll be Marky Hogan will take the win. Sean O'Brien will hang in there for second place. And Brenton Scott in 42 will get there for third. Well, as we mentioned, don't know what's happened to the rest of the field, but hopefully they can get their car sorted for the final round of heats, which will be the next time these guys come out. And Jason Height at the back of the field in car 78. His first time around the Rockhampton racetrack here tonight in the Blackwater machine, car number 78. Here they are again, folks. Your heat race winner, Mark Hogan. Put your hands together. Rightio, the Super Stockers are set to go again. Event number 13, Chris Spreadborough and Scott Ohl from the front row and away. Spready in car 71 with no wing. Scott Hall straight around the outside. In car 77, another Centura. He's come all the way from Mackay as well. Oh, but have a look at Jeff Hall from the back of the field in car number 6. Straight around the outside, moves up into 4th position. Smoke coming from car 71 of Chris Bredborough. Certainly doesn't look like the good smoke either as he turns the car sharply to the left. Oh, Ollie now down the inside. Beautiful move from Jeffrey Hall. Gave the two young fellas a quick driving lesson there as he moves up into 2nd place. He's got Scott Hall now in front of him in 77. So it's the two Centuras at the front of the field. Jeffrey to the outside. Textbook manoeuvre out of turn 4 for Jeff Hall. He will take over the race lead as he made the move around the outside. Well, I don't think they'll catch him from there as he opens up the legs of the Centura. So 2 Centuras, position 1 and 2. We haven't seen that for quite a few years. Still back to Spready in car 71. Mick Johnson and Ben Chopping behind him. Problems there for McCosker in 39. We've spoken about his car already tonight, the turbocharged Falcon. Rolling around on the inside. He's going to have another crack and rejoin this race. White flag out, one more to travel for Jeff Hall. Spreading now under fire from Mick Johnson. Johnson gets the move to stick in car number 2. The checkers will come out this time for Jeff Hall in 6. He'll pick it up again. 3 from 3 for Jeffrey Hall. Into 2nd place was Scott Hall. Put your hands together, folks, for Jeffrey Hall, doing it 3 in a row. As we mentioned, Scott Hall getting there for 2nd place. And Mick Johnson in car number 2 getting there for another solid podium position. So that's 3 heats done for these guys, and we're only just cranked up for 7 o'clock. We can be home by 9 o'clock the way we're running here at the moment. But keep an eye on it, folks. We'll have another group of stockers coming your way next. That one will be... Well, that certainly sounded a bit sketchy for Brenton Scott in 42. Gearbox not happy in 42 as he came down the main straightaway, rolling around under idle. He's pulled that car to the infield already. Rightio, got word through. The guys are over there with Brenton Scott in 42. He'll take no further part in this one. Sound like the box let go proper style. But the lights are out. We're going to go racing this time, so let's reduce the field a little bit more. This is the 3rd round of heats for the stockers. And Chris Neal it is from Mackay. Gets the jump in this one in car number 12. Sean O'Brien behind him in car number 36. And behind him is Mark Hogan. Jeff Scott having some problems in 43. And Jason Hine rounds out the 5. Hogan now already up into this front 3. Down the inside of Sean O'Brien. Little 6-cylinder Falcon on the outside, hanging tough and holds on to his spot. Chris Neal doing a pretty good job out in front to hold off these 2 fire breathers behind him. A reduced field due to the incidents earlier on in the night. Hogan now will try the top side. The top side is the right side for Mark Hogan as he moves up into 2nd place. Nearly tears the stickers off underneath the start-finish line fence. He'll now head to the inside of car 12. Oh, they come together in turn 3. So Hogan will get the job done and will lead him away. Chris Neal will have to sit there in second place now in car 12. Sean O'Brien relegated to third in the six-cylinder Falcon. Jason Hyde has moved up a spot, so he's feeling a little more comfortable in his ride. The orange Cortina from Blackwater in 78. He's moved ahead of Jeff Scott now. White flag out, one more to travel for Hogan. Still rolling around the top side is Hogan, getting used to the conditions for the final a little bit later on. Checkered flag will fly, and he does it easy in the end. Chris Neal will hang in there for second, followed by Sean O'Brien. That's how they'll finish, folks. Mark Hogan picking up the race win. Well, a reduced field of 5 cars taking the flag in that one. We'll try and get down to Brenton Scott in the interval break to see what happened to his machine, but it certainly sounded like a box. Alrighty, bonus race time for Superstockers. As they raced in the opening heat race of the night, Ben Jopping, Michael Johnson on the front row. Scott Hole, Kerry Thomas on the second row. And then it's Ole and Barnacote on the third row. Jeffrey Ole with a big heap of wheel spin. He went nowhere. And Mickey Johnson in car 2 flies away to lead out this one. Oh, Kerry Thomas is around, and as is Ben Chopping. 2 around out of turn 4. And that will bring on the Ambers. We will hold up the gang and we'll have another crack, so officials will determine what happened back there. So some extra points on offer here tonight. Chopping and Johnson on the front row. Wow, Mickey Johnson from the outside got the jump again. Plenty of contact in the middle of the field, but the boys get through okay out of turn 2. The ex-Darrell Etherton Super Street Falcon, now driven by his son, Michael Johnson, is leading away this field in car 2. Oh, we've got another one. Kerry Thomas is around. Wow, this night has just gone from bad to worse for Kerry Thomas. Just got balked coming up into the corner and then got picked up in the rear and spun out across the infield. In the turbocharged Falcon. We're all set to go out of 4 again. The Plovers want in on the action. The Birds are racing them as well into turn 2. The Plovers pull out and the race cars take over as Johnson gets down the main chute in front. Well, have a go at the Plovers down the back chute. Good times. But it's all Mick Johnson, Jody Barnacote and Ben Chopping. Then it's Scott and Jeffrey Ole. Bob McCosker, Joel Stevenson and Chris Bredborough. Mick Johnson has checked out from this one. He's on a flyer out in front. The JB Race Engines, GJK Contractors Falcon out in front. Barnacote still there in position 2. The Falcon, owned by Kevy Young, driven tonight by Jody Barnacote in second. Jeffrey O with a slingshot out of 4. He moves up into third position now in car number 6. Lines up Barnacote around the outside. Beautiful move out of turn 3 for Jeffrey O around the top side. Plenty of drive up there. Well, we've got 2 down. Bob McCosker comes in, flat left rear. Smoke coming from Chris Spreadborough's car number 71. White flag out, one more. Well, and Ben Chopping has spun out of turn 4. And we were on the final lap of that heat race anyways. Just waiting to see what the call is from the tower on the backside. All right, drivers have been called over their one-way communicators. That will be it. So Michael Johnson will pick up the win. Car number 2 getting the job done again. He's had a great run too, as young Mickey tonight. All right, the second lot of bonus heat races here for the Super Stockers. Mark Hogan, Chris Neal, Sean O'Brien, Jeff Scott, and one that looks a little bit odd in there. Bo Saunders in Central Queensland 1, fender bender, has tacked on to the back of this heat race. Now, if it looks like he's backing off a little bit, he's been told he's not allowed to pass. So they have done some work to the back of the VL Commodore, just out here to test that out to make sure it's all okay. But I would certainly like to see Bo be able to open up the throttle and see what happens against some of these stockers. So it's Mark Hogan. He crosses the start-finish line again to put another one in for Aon Insurance Brokers. Yeah. The thumbs up from Bo Saunders. He knew the car was fast. Chris Neal is there in second place in car number 12. And he's followed by Sean O'Brien in 36. Tompkins Automotive Services playing a big part in getting Mark Hogan's car out here tonight. And it seems to be all worth it so far, as he's having a pretty good run in this bonus heat race for the Stockers. Chris Neal in car 12 for Fantasy Homes. Oh, he's just lost a water pipe off the back. I was about to say he's come all the way from Mackay and had a good run. But the rear-mounted radiator has a big splash guard straight across the top. So that would have directed all the water to the back of the car, so he wouldn't have copped any of that, hopefully. But he will pull to the infield. He picked up on that pretty quick, considering. Checkered flag about to fly, this time out for Mark Hogan. In the VK Commodore, the big V8. Coming around now, Sean O'Brien in 36. So Marky Hogan will pick up the bonus points right there. So as we mentioned, this is round number 1 of the Club Series points for Fender, Stockers and MKs tonight. So all of these bonus ones will count. No worries, folks. One more bit of noise for Bo Saunders turning it on. Rightio, Super Stocker style feature race time. Here we go, no warm-up needed. Mark Hogan, Jeffrey Ohl, Mick Johnson, Sean O'Brien, Scott Old, Chris Neal, Ben Chopping, Jody Barnacote and Joel Stevenson. Geez, a big field of stockers to go at it. 15 laps will be the race distance. Oh, Chopping's around. He was very lucky not to get collected in the process. That will bring on the amber lights. Well, a fast and furious start right there for the Super Stockers. All right, it is on at the front of this one. Oh, Chris Neal has got problems in 12. Big misfire of smoke coming in from his car. Mick Johnson's got problems. He's pulled to the safety area as well. There's something hanging underneath the car as well. It looks like he's got a water pipe problem again. Remember last heat race out for Neal, the water pipe topped off. So he's come all the way from Mackay. That'll be a disappointing end for him. But Hogan and Knoll, we've said it many times at the front of a Super Stocker feature race, they will go at it again with plenty of laps left to run in this one. Rightio, restart number 3 for the Stockers. Mark Hogan at the front of the field. Hogan, Ole and Sean O'Brien in 36 are your top 3. Oh, Kerry Thomas is on the move back of the field in 1:14. Oh, Ole's in the fence. Well, Jeffrey Ole has given it a big hit. The Centura has smashed the fence right in front of us. Crash crew right on the scene. They were quick to get over to Jeffrey. Rightio, the pace has picked up out of turn 3 into 4. We're away again. Well, some nice big bumps starting to open up. Hogan, O'Brien and Spreadborough. Then Scott Ole and Kerry Thomas. Jody Barnacote, Joel Stevenson. Then Jeff Scott. Jason Height from Blackwater. And Ben Chopping in car 80. That's the full field. Joel Stevenson now heading to the outside in the little Tirana. And we got problems down the back. Chris Spreadborough and Kerry Thomas in car 114 have both turned around down the back. Well, it is getting interesting here. The boys know we're playing for keeps. Rightio, we will have another crack at this one. Green flag. Mark Hogan seems to have found all the bumps out of turn 1 and 2. Stays on the throttle and keeps the Commodore rocking out of 4. Sean O'Brien in 36 in position number 2. Sean will also be running with the modified productions this season as well. So we look forward to seeing the Falcon on race rubber. Scott Earl there in 3rd position. Jason Height pulls in 78 from Blackwater. Thomas around again. Wow, car number 114 has turned around in the middle of turn 1 and 2. All right, we're ready to go. Mark Hogan, Sean O'Brien and Scott Ollie, your top 3. Then Jody Barnacote and Joel Stevenson. The little Stevenson Tirana finds himself in 5th position. Oh, around the outside too is the little Tirana. Moves up in a 4th spot is car 85 of Stevenson. But it's all Hogan still out in front for Aon Insurance Brokers. The McCosker sponsored car of Sean O'Brien in position 2. Then it's Scott Oll from Mackay. Oh, Charlie's all around in the back straightaway. Wow, and he's still going too. Found the dewy grass around on the backside and has screwed the pooch and found the infield. That will move Spready now up into position 4 with Ben Chopping behind him. Stevenson will rejoin in 85. Well, Ambers are on for the backside at 71. Chris Bradbury, he's another one that was having a good run. He is getting out of the car in a hurry. Possible fire on board there. Okie dokie, we've got the racetrack cleared off. Oh, and Marky's going to slow him down too. A little game of fox. The pole man dictates the speed. He sped up and then slowed down and let them all bunch up behind each other. Kerry Thomas not wasting any time, heads straight to the top. So it's Hogan and O'Brien, Scotty Oll, and Ben Chopping and Kerry Thomas. That's your top 5. Thomas now down the inside. Single file style here for the Super Stockers in this one. White flag will come out this time around. Mark Hogan will get the white. Sean O'Brien, Scott Oll, Kerry Thomas, Ben Chopping, Jody Barnacote, Jeff Scott, and Joel Stevenson. No change to that one. That's how they'll greet the checker. Mark Hogan will get the win. Sean O'Brien will get 2nd place. Scott Oll will get 3rd. Then it's Kerry Thomas and Ben Chopping. They're your top 5. Well, we got there eventually. That one was a bit of a marathon run for the Stockers. But we are about 10 cars down on what we would like to see from the Stockers. So we'll see some big improvements next during the All right, great stuff, folks. Put your hands together for Mark Hogan. Racing the water truck there at the moment because no one wants to get doused by that thing with this breeze kicking around. But, Marky had a great job during the heats, and he has finished it off in style by taking out the final. All right, folks, we're joined now with Mark Hogan, who's taken out the feature race tonight. Marky, we threw in some extra races there to try and make you work for it, but you still found yourself out in front and you took off. They couldn't catch you.
Yeah, mate, I was lucky, obviously, with the grid draws tonight, so that's obviously something that's helped me along the way. The car's been pretty good. Thanks very much to Glenn Tompkins, thanks very much to Dad, thanks very much to all the guys who helped out with the car. We couldn't do it without those sort of guys, so thanks very much to everybody.
No worries, there we are, folks. Mark Hogan